Hello and welcome to Season 15 Quebec. We're going to be doing wormhole as part of this first look video to unlock the Mercer K520. Interestingly enough, the other new truck, the Elephant, is available from the start. But there's a catch. You have to haul a specialty trailer with a high saddle. So if you want to unlock that vehicle right off the bat, you're going to need something a little more capable than this Freightliner. Let's just put it that way. Oh, and of course this bridge is out. Why run the bridge? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's why there's that dirt turn off, because we're gonna have to take that dirt turn off. Wormhole is, I believe it's called River Rapide. Let's hope I didn't choose wisely. I could have brought the PLAD 450 in, and that would have been able to pull the specialty trailer. It's I believe a coil trailer. Let's actually check that. It should be, it's flexible solution. Yeah, coil tubing semi-trailer, and that gets you the Elephant. But I brought this in because I kind of wanted a vanilla truckish experience and just to get a feel for the terrain. I was originally going to bring in the AAC 58W Scout, but this file was a little low on money, so I could only bring one truck in, so I decided to make it something that can haul cargo. Oh, there's AAC 58 can haul cargo, and there's 2 or 3 contracts we could have done. I was looking at it while I was waiting for it to get light in game. So we wouldn't completely. And as you can see, these are all. Oh, I was thinking they were 2 slot cargo containers. They're. What? Okay, I wasn't expecting oversized containers. Okay, that makes me wonder if I even want to do that at this point. Because it'd be better with the PLAD just for pulling those oversized. Which begs in the question, why am I going this way? Basically, I'm just trying to go in the direction of a tunnel. This one, although you could argue that I should be following this road this way is actually what I should be doing. Let's do that before we get the truck stuck in a situation. There's a simple task delivering a small scout service trailer to a lighthouse. That's easily capable for a scout to do. If you're coming here on a fresh file, I mean, obviously get the off-road gearbox. Get the P16, you'll need something to pull that 5-slot wide semi-trailer to haul oversized cargoes, or the coil trailer. Get its engine upgrade in Island Lake. And let's see, I'll grab the off-road gearbox on Drummond Island also. And the 2100T engine upgrade on Black River, because the Mercer actually uses generic truck engines, so you'll want that engine upgrade. Interestingly enough, as a way of balancing, unless it's changed since what I've seen on the test server, I watch a YouTube channel that covers it. I don't have test server myself, but interestingly enough, there's no unique engine for the Mercer. Interesting way, but at least it has a 240-liter fuel tank, so it's workable instead of a 200-liter tank, which is what I feel it probably would have got if it had been in the game when this game originally released. So, good. 240 is kind of the minimum I feel for an old truck engine or a modern truck engine if you could put a low saddle on it and pull semi-trailers, so I'm happy to see that. And I guess the other thing here is I've got chain tires which don't unlock until, I want to say around a level 11, 12 or 13, somewhere around there, so without that, you're not necessarily going to have the easiest time if you come straight here. And this hill probably would be enough to give the P60 trouble. With its stock engine, I don't know if you'd be able to get up here because it has off-road tires that don't have chains. Oh, this hill would definitely stop it right here. So you may have to take that dubious mud path through the mountains instead of using this road if you bring the P16 here. A better idea, honestly, maybe going another roadblock. Okay. See, we need service spare parts to clear this. Okay. See where on the map that means I have to go. There may be a contract out. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go down that way. It looks like the road turns off there, and maybe that will take us to a warehouse. I only watched a little, mainly about, saw the maps from the map view, but mainly just to see a little about the new vehicle, so I'm pretty much giving you my first impressions as we drive around. And I guess this is kind of an interesting first look at showing you what, oh, there's where the oil rig. Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, but that means, we'll go down there. But that, I'm not getting a warm fuzzy feeling. Then again, would you have to take a cable truck down that dirt path to get to where? Okay, why that sign's there and not at the top of the hill? Somebody comes over the hill and then starts sliding down. That's interesting placement. I talked to whoever's responsible and put the sign at the top of the hill. That is not the place for it. Unless, of course, they put it there because they don't. I don't know. Oh, this is a side road to get down there. You can't even get down there. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Well, let's see how bad this side road is. I guess it's a good thing I brought a truck. I brought the stock engine in it, which maximizes fuel efficiency. Also, I'm kind of being a spendthrift and didn't want to pay to buy another 2100T engine. But that's going to help this truck is fuel efficient because I'm going to be running around here. I don't even have an idea where the fuel station is. So this could get interesting real fast. Okay, we got a little bit of rock driving. That's interesting. Okay, they said the difficulty was going to be somewhere between Kola Peninsula, or essentially Amandra, and Amor. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little bit of the difficulty. The other thing I haven't noticed yet is a place where you get into trouble yet with. There probably is a low ground clearance vehicle, so if you don't mind not having changed the 27, then again you can get the 2070s race suspension and put higher tires on it on Black River. So that's you know what? Let's go for it. This is a first look video and I need to find out where things are, so let's drive to that watchtower. Maybe that will show me where the warehouse is that I can get these service spare parts from. Look, I always say with the truck that the most important upgrade is actually the locking diff, not all-wheel drive. If you want any idea of the problems you can have without a locking diff, just look at the BM17 Royal. And if I had to choose, I'd choose locking diff pretty much every time. If you have the right tires on, there are situations all-wheel drive can get you out of that locking diff, but generally speaking, you're going to run into those situations less often than the situations where you need locking diff, as long as you have the right tile. And this is the definition of sketch. IRL, I would not do this. I think the Weather Channel's advice when it comes to, well, flooded crossings, turn around, don't drown. This is definitely an example of that also. Looks like we're doing it. I'm honestly kind of surprised. I'm surprised we actually made it across. Of all the... Okay, this is kind of impressive. Or did I just get stuck? Yep, I just found a place. Nice. Oh, and in real life, that probably would be a busted drive shaft like that. Oh, we're doing good. See, is... What? Oh, there's... See if this... Actually, what I want... No, I don't want to turn the engine off. What I want to do is probably use the front bumper and pull backwards. Okay, yeah, that's gonna... Turn the all-wheel drive back on. Okay, I thought I really just got in and stuck there. Okay, slightly better line and we're getting across. Oh, of course, snow runner damage. We couldn't live without that. And let's see, does it look like... Okay, that road, so we'll probably want to go around this way. I have to admit, this is kind of a boring episode. Well, not really boring, but I like to be getting stuff done, so the idea that I'm just kind of driving around. Not the most entertaining video, in my opinion, but I guess if you want to see this area, it's worth it, and as long as I keep it relatively short. That could be not a bad thing. The wheels are slipping to the point where I think we do need to lock the diff. Also, I'm kind of gambling here because I don't exactly know. For all I know, I should have turned to the right after I did that crossing. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna feel this. There definitely could be an argument for going and getting the Dairy Longhorn 3194. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the Tega 6436, at least initially, because I don't know where the fuel station is, and that old heavy engine's going to burn fuel. Especially if you put the 330T in it, so... And just... So... Ooh, I don't... This is definitely starting to feel like a level... Now, maybe it's just I'm in this relatively incapable truck, but this is starting to feel like you don't come here right out the gate. You wait until you're, like, level 6, or at least level 8, so you can unlock off-road tires for some of your N8 trucks and gone around and got some upgrades. Yeah. I'm definitely getting Kola Peninsula vibes. Let's see if I've... Okay, so it's still anybody's guess about which way I should have gone. The real question is, I was looking through the contracts and I didn't see a contract for opening a fuel station, so hopefully there's a fuel station open and it's not some task I haven't discovered. That could be a problem. So our choice is, do we go through the rocks? Well, looks like we can kind of sneak through since we're in a relatively narrow track and make our own path and not go over the ice. And it looks like you just drive up and over this rock if you're in a scout vehicle if you don't want to do either, which is nice. The snow does look compacted a little, so maybe we'll try. Oh, that's not good. You don't want your boat closely by ice. Okay, I was waiting for the truck to fall through. I was gonna go, is this ice gonna support this because it's a light truck, or is it gonna fall through? It's going to fall through, which makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if this only like supported the lightest of scouts, like the CK-1500 and the Con 317 Sentinel. The Yar may be able to float over this. I don't know with its floaty tires, and so with the potentially the Con Marshal. I don't really use the Con Marshal because I think they nerfed its fuel tank too hard. I would have personally only nerfed it to 60 liters. And because they nerfed it to 40, it kind of feels like you have to use the roof rack, and I don't like using roof racks on my scouts to minimize the risk of tipping over. I'll use them on some that are relatively stable or have an autonomous width, but it's generally not my preference, so. For those of you who've played PTS, you're probably like, go that way! The fuel station's that way! Or the first warehouse is that way! Let's see, are we? Okay, good. I did. Oh, but the way we're just. Yeah. I'm probably gonna nail that watchtower, and then we'll see what it covers, and that's gonna be the end of the video. And that's gonna be our first look video. Not the most exciting video, but hey. We got some content here. Let's see. Looks like the snow's a little more compacted, so I could potentially. Okay, and I'm not gonna have to worry about stranding. I can get back to the garage because we're closing in on a third. Oh, and there's the lighthouse. Okay, so you probably would have had to come this way to do that task of delivering the service trailer. So. Which, interestingly enough, you could just use a crane and put it on the back of a flatbed of a bigger truck if you wanted to, even though it says scout recommended. That totally could work if you wanted to avoid the scout portion or didn't have something capable enough to handle this. And we got camera doing camera thing. Oh, okay, it's a tunnel. Okay, I just couldn't see it. I was like, why is it? Okay, that makes sense. See, okay, how are we? Okay, I'm thinking, put a marker right there. I'm thinking that's where I'm. Wait. Oh, okay. I was thinking the lighthouse. That panic averted. Okay, put a marker right there. Oh, no, there. Okay, so. You bear left in that intersection if you were doing. I could just show that contract. So it's not on here. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be north of the trailer. Yeah, bring back the light. Scout is recommended. Deliver a trailer there. Question is, where is that trailer? Oh, the trailer's all the way over there. Of course it is. So you're probably gonna need this bridge first. I'd imagine that this path potentially leads to another crossing point. I'm not sure, but that That would be my impression. And then I believe in that third column there's also like just drive to these different points and you get paid contract you can do with a scout also. So I can already tell you this is going to be not come here with my experience just right out of the gate. Only reason this truck's doing so well is because I have chain tires unlocked. This chain tires and all-wheel drive, as well as locking diff. This truck is essentially not, I'd say, beginning of the game level. It's nice that it doesn't feel like a more where you're going to get into situations where even a truck like this would be considered under level, and you really need to prepare. Some props to the game devs. It does feel. Then again, I haven't tried to haul any heavy cargo, so that could change my impressions. And I saw at least one task that requires moving concrete slabs. I don't know if I'd do that with this truck. If I had the upgraded engine, maybe I'd be able to haul the slabs at one at a time, but the terrain here, that would probably be my other advice. I tend to love to use semi-trailers to do almost everything, but there can be an argument made in certain situations, or if you're coming with a relatively fresh file, that moving the cargo 2 slots at a time can potentially be a better idea if you don't have the most powerful truck. If you have everything unlocked, this is probably not going to be much of a problem. But I'd encourage people to try with some of the beginning of the game trucks or original trucks, just to get, if you want to be challenged. Because that's kind of my impression. I've been off camera, I've been doing a little bit of Wisconsin because originally I wanted to bring the Pacific 512 PF here. And I have it unlocked, but it turned into its own little drama requiring multiple vehicles. And so it's still on that map. So, since there seems to be hill, I'm getting this kind of hilly vibe. I don't know if the P12 would do good here. You can definitely bring it here, but I wouldn't expect to haul heavy trailers. It may be just limited to crank plus 2 slot, honestly. Depending on what you're hauling, you may be able to get away with a 2 slot pullable trailer. Maybe. But I definitely wouldn't try to use the P16 to haul any. I mean, sorry, not the P16. The P12, although you could make the same argument for not using the P16 because there's just so many hills. It could potentially struggle depending on the load. Non-specialty trailers with light cargo, maybe. But the specialty trailers, like there's an oil rig salvage trailer that needs to be moved. And the coil trailer that needs to be moved. So turn off our engine, not the burn fuel. That's interesting. I was expecting more to be revealed than just ice road. I'm kind of surprised at that. Kind of makes me feel like I went for the wrong watchtower. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the ice road. Okay, yeah, you can come down here. I was wondering if there was an alternate way. You come around here and cross right there, and that gets you back up to this road. And there's the service hub, which is probably where you get the service spare parts for that. I don't know for sure because I haven't tried it. I guess the question is, do I need to go back that way, or is there a safe way to get down? Okay, this is just sheer cliff. Now, I could see myself anchoring to one of these trees and lowering myself down if you could actually spool out winches in this game with a scout vehicle, and it does kind of look like you may be able to rock climb your way up here. That's interesting. Well, let's see, is there... I mean, I guess, yeah, right here. This can go down to here. That... I think that's the play. Because I want to see if there's a gas station here. And again, how brave do I feel if you can rock climb your way up? What does that mean about going down? With a narrow vehicle, yes, and if it was straight down, but because of that corner, I'm not going to try it. Let's just stick to the plan. Because I at least want to see if my guess is right about that's where you get service spare parts for clearing that roadblock. I guess we're going a little longer than the watchtower. And yeah, we need to find a fuel station. That's kind of... I picked a fuel-efficient truck to do this, and I'm glad I did. But we're closing in on having burned half a tank of fuel and don't really have much to show for it. So I'm starting to wonder if this is one of those you bring in a fuel truck from another region levels until you can get like a bridge built or something, or get logistics established. That potentially could be something to worry about. Okay, this should be relatively quick, so I'm enjoying it. DLC vehicles I'd be tempted to get if you didn't mind, well, playing things out of sequence. And by out of sequence, I just mean it in the order that the regions came out. Map Defense, I'm thinking, would be a good one. Definitely a capable truck I think about going in here. Although you'd want to get an engine upgrade, at least one of them. So, BLAD 450, I would not bring the Kenworth 963 here. You just have the same issue with the P12. It's just really heavy. Now, it does get unique engines, so it may do slightly better on the hills. But still, if you're looking for something... I mean, you could argue if you don't mind just driving it around just its unique free slot, it could work here. But me personally, I'm not disappointed that I don't have it. Also, I have to say, you're going to just have to be paying attention if you bring the AK Mark 3 here. That thing is so roll over the town. Yeah, very limited circumstances where I may, like, shuttling the spare parts from the service depot to the rock site. That potentially could be a place where you can justify it. The attention required. Okay, so it's not... I was thinking it was an unmarked path. It sort of is, but it sort of isn't, essentially. Okay. Well, at least we'll get rid of... Okay, yeah, it isn't. I was thinking it was just kind of like this little road that winds down through the trees, and you just can't see it because of the snow. But no, we need to actually not go that way. Well, one thing's for sure, I've gone in a whole lot further than I would have with the scout vehicle, so I guess win. Boom. Okay, the maps. Yeah, I was gonna say the maps kind of make me afraid of what comes next. Yeah, that's going to. Oh, and if I'd followed that road, that's yeah. I don't know what that is, but it makes me slightly afraid. Now, given it can't be too bad because they want you to use a scout vehicle to get up to this tower, so unless, I mean, I guess you can kind of go all the way around, which is what I did, but that's interesting. But yeah, if we're gonna get stuck anywhere in this video, it's gonna be right here. It's going to be right here, guaranteed. We're gonna stick to the edge here, and maybe we'll get through. Looks like we're getting through. This is where having an off-road gearbox, I could go in low minus to make my wheels not spin as much, would potentially help. We'll see, but we made it through. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting that to be like a mini mud pit of doom, and maybe it is if you were more towards the center, but no, we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, we're gonna wanna back up. I want to be on this side in case I have to use the winch. Okay, I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting that to be more scary. Either that or it's just, I know the game mechanics and drive in low with the diff locked, and that's why I'm having a relatively easy time. That, and I'm not doing it with highway cars. If you're new to the game, I imagine that area could be all kinds of fun. But anyway, back on the road, sorta. We got snow. So, okay. We're getting to Everton, and that's actually kind of working out good because the sun's kind of dropping. So I generally don't like filming videos during the night time. So, turn off the all-wheel drive to save some fuel. Got a nice little circle here. There. See that garage? I've always kind of dreamed like a spin-off game called Hot Shot that's more scout focused, but unlike Expedition, it still keeps the SnowRunner focus of moving cargo. Ooh, and we got a ferry that's having a problem. Now let's see where. Okay, it's right there. Okay, so I want to turn right here. Oh, is that? It looks like a fuel station. Let's. Or am I? Yeah, I was just thinking things. It looked for a moment like a fuel station. Nope. Oh, got my hopes up for a moment. Oh, but there is a fuel station right there. Oh, and we got another cast. Running on empty. Okay. Deliver to the gas. I'm gonna accept that because okay, let's see if it shows me. Okay. It doesn't sell me, so I'm assuming there's a warehouse. Either that or it's you get this roadblock and maybe it's somewhere down here to pick it up. That would, because this. Then again, this is not a harbor. This is a shipyard that's building an oil rig. So I don't know. It may be somewhere. So I'm probably gonna drive down that way. But does that mean? Oh no, that means I can't get fuel. Oh, it looks like there's another task. Let's grab this task. Yeah, it definitely looks like I'm gonna have to do a fuel rescue and bring in fuel from another region. Okay, that is good to know, and hopefully it's a dock where I can auto-load since I don't have a crate on this truck. So, Skywatch, the weather station. Okay. Cement and service spare parts. Okay, well, we may know where we can get. We know where we can get service spare parts, but cement, that's still up in the air unless they do like one of those. Doesn't make sense for the supplies to be here, but we're just going to use this as kind of a place you just kind of come to a lot as a hub. So let's go see if they did that. Got a grocery store, stop in, grab a soda, make a sandwich. I just said I don't know why I said that or why I'm hungry, but I guess roleplay. This guy's been driving all day. May need to get out and use the restroom, get something to eat. Oh, this is only a resupply spare points. Okay, that I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be able to pick up stuff. And I guess that concludes your first look at the harbor map in Quebec as part of Season 15. Thank you for watching.